Would you just look at that sight? Look at that sight as the castle comes in. Oh man, silhouetted against the sun. Oh, I love it. Love it. Welcome back, everybody, to Minecraft Survival with Fix. I did a live stream yesterday, first one in months probably, and it was great. It was really, really fun. A bunch of people came out. It was great to talk to everybody again. I really missed talking to my friends, and that was surely very, very fun. And this is what we did. We made this river. Now, I've been working on this river a little bit off camera before the live stream, but not very much. The thing is, Minecraft rivers are pretty terrible. They're pretty terrible. You know, like they're very small, very shallow. Like the beds aren't interesting at all. And yeah, I just wanted to make this river a lot better. And I kind of opened up a can of worms because once I started making this river better, then the next step is how do you stop it? Now, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going under a mountain here. This is going to be a cave. So eventually we'll get to like the cave down the road. I'm not worried at all about that, sort of where that line is at all. But if you look down in this area, well, I am a little bit worried about this because you can see right here is kind of the problem. I have these nice docks that I did, and yeah, it's not very wide. And I don't think I can really change it. Now, I could trim off this part. This part I could trim off right here if I wanted to. And I think I probably am going to have to just to sort of make this wide enough for any sort of even very small boat to get through. So that's what I worked on last night. Now, it's not full enough yet. If you look, there's a water level discrepancy right here of about 3 blocks probably. Was it 1, 2, 3? Yeah. So I need to bring the water level up 3 blocks just so the water will flow. I would love to do a flowing river where it goes down every once in a while, but this unfortunately, well, fortunately actually, but this empties from my little bay in here the whole way out. If you follow it, if you go all along, if you go along through the cave of the mountain, this empties right out into the ocean over here. So I need to have it basically the same level because, you know, Minecraft water levels aren't exactly local. I guess it's coming soon, but, you know, well, not yet. So that's what I'm working on. I worked on this cliff during the live stream, and the cliff isn't detailed at all yet, but it's there. It's okay. The water bed is path block, coarse dirt, cobblestone, and stone. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. You know, I think it's kind of an interesting little look there. And now up here, this area over here, this is going to be the next thing that we work on, and probably what we work on for the bulk of today. Because if you look around this world, we have this whole area is all done. It's all like finished, manicured, crop fields, the whole bit. But then you get to right this line where this is a temporary dark oak sort of harvesting area. And this whole place has nothing. So what I've been working on off camera is I've been working on building these fields so they all slope up. Let me get to a better vantage point so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so what this is, you see that row of trees? I just planted that, and that's just sort of regular Minecraft trees. I just did a mixture of spruce, birch, and oak. Just to make a little bit of a border so it doesn't all connect, and then I sloped the land down. So if you look from right here, it slopes down into a valley. This is where there's going to be some houses and stuff like that. Then it slopes up again into where, see this big mound of rock? That's going to be a mountain. That's going to be the next phase of mountain that we build. Which probably won't come for a little while, but yeah, that will eventually be mountains. So that way, and everything slopes up. That's really important. So that way, whenever you're down here walking, you're going to look and you're going to see it. If it's all flat, you only see the first few rows and then it just sort of fades away. This way, you're going to see all the crops, which I think is going to be a super, super cool thing. So what are we doing next? Well, the next thing I really want to do is I want to fill in the water. Basically, I want to get the water levels all good and then work on probably maybe separating the crop fields. The one thing that I'm not going to address yet is this side of the river at all. This is all going to be mountain. The mountain's probably going to come right out of the river and just go up. So I'm not worried about it because, you know, originally the mountain started here, but then the river sort of eroded down. That's kind of the in-game lore that we're going with. So the river sort of eroded and ate its way down, so that way the mountain sort of comes straight out of this. So I'm not worried about this bank at all because that'll all be done at a later time. But yeah, I think it's not bad. I got my water here. It's time to go to work. I'm gonna start dumping water. It's a little bit painful, so I'll do it all off camera, and I'll see you once I get this water level up 3 blocks. Now let me tell you about my dog. While I'm chopping down trees here. I used to have just probably the greatest dog in the whole world. I'm sorry, everybody else who has a dog and thinks your dog is the greatest, but No, my dog was the greatest. Her name was Sydney, and she was absolutely perfect. She was a rescue pup that I got, and she lived with me through all of my single years, which were numerous before I got married, and then moved in with me and my wife, and then we had my first son, and she was just great, like the most gentle dog. I mean, you could take food right out of her mouth, and she would just give it to you, and I mean, she was just as perfect and awesome. She shed like crazy, so there was one thing, but she was just amazing. Anyway, we lost her just a couple months, like 2 months before my younger son was born. And I, for a long time, I can't have a dog. I can't go through losing it. Really was difficult on me because, losing pets are always hard. That was a pet that had been with me for most of my sort of adult life, really. And it was really difficult. So my wife said, well, what do you think about dogs? No, I don't want to get a dog. Nope. I don't want to replace her. I think anyone who's lost a pet has been there. And finally, I've been thinking about my older son, who, if you don't know, Harrison, my older son, is autistic, and what a good thing a dog would be for him. It'd really be a chance for him to sort of make connection to something. And, hemmed and hawed, is like, okay, you know what? It would be good for him, so I will learn to deal with it, So we went to a bunch of different places, and we found a dog. Again, a rescue dog. I'm a big fan of rescue dogs, and we found a rescue dog. She was only like a year and a half old, had just had puppies, and she was pretty perfect. Like, she was super gentle and lovable, real snuggler. She was like a lab mix, about the same size as my Sydney, about 30 some pounds. Just would have been really great. Except for my younger son. Turns out he's allergic to dogs. We had no idea. He's been around dogs a few times, but he's never shown a lot of interest. And so he just didn't really get up close and pet them and stuff. And yeah, he is allergic. So it was heartbreaking, but unfortunately we had to take the dog back, and it was really sad. She would have been great, but it was pretty severe, and she was a sort of lab mix, so shed a lot and, had a lot of dander and all that kind of stuff. Well, so at that time, we thought, well, we just can't get a dog. We can't get a dog, But we do some research, and we look into hypoallergenic dogs. And we looked at it, and we thought about it, and a couple of my friends have hypoallergenic dogs. So we took Lincoln, my younger son, to a couple of my friends' house, and we basically just kind of smashed his face into the dog, rubbed his, like, okay, and I had medicine there waiting just in case it was bad, and he had basically no reaction at all. A tiny little bit of redness, almost nothing at all. And it was like dramatic dog contact. So maybe we think a hypoallergenic dog will actually be okay. We're hopeful because it would be really good for my older son. Of course, if it's bad, then, that's not going to be something that we do. But we're really hopeful. He's very allergic to cats. My younger son, Lincoln, is very allergic to cats, as am I. So that's not really an option. But so we've been on this waiting list, a bunch of different waiting lists, actually, sort of waiting for a specific dog breed. My wife could tell you what kind. I don't even know what kind it is. Some sort of doodle, like a poodle mix with other things that are really good and have long hair and don't shed and, don't have dander and all that kind of stuff. And it turns out we are in line now. We're ready. So next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, at the time this video comes out, probably only a couple days. I don't know what day this is going out, but I'm going to be driving across from Pittsburgh, where we live, the whole way over to Indiana and picking up it's a puppy. It's a little boy puppy dog. And I have never had a puppy. Both of the two dogs that we've had were sort of shelter dogs, a little older, already sort of housebroken, semi-trained or whatever. This is a puppy. So we're getting a puppy. I can hardly believe it. The Fix household is getting a little tiny puppy dog named Oliver. Named Oliver, and or as my younger son calls him, all of her. I don't think he totally gets it, but yeah. So puppy coming to the household. I'm a little nervous. We have a fenced-in yard now because we got a fenced-in yard, expecting the last dog to live with us forever and ever, and well. So we have a fenced-in yard. We're all ready for it. We have the crate. We have all the things that we're ready. But I'm going to be basically during the day. I'm going to be sort of a dog puppy training, and I've never trained the puppy, so I'm gonna have to read the book and sort of figure out what to do. But I'm a little nervous, and there's going to be a lot of A lot of poop in our house, probably. So that's not great. So I've been working on the roads a little bit here, and I decided I want to do something kind of cool with the upcoming village here. It's going to be a small little village. It's kind of surrounded by farmland and all that kind of stuff, but I want to have a split in the road and have a little field in the middle. I think it would just look kind of cool. So I'm kind of laying out the roads here. Let me fly up here and give you a little bit of a bird's eye perspective. So we start at the house. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm building a house. Did I show you that? I don't think I did. Anyway, I have all this dark oak sitting around. I have storage chests. So I'll just build. This is what I do. I build a storage, chest monster. Then I build a house around it. That's what I do. So yeah, so this is my chest monster, and now there's a house around it. Anyway, so we're gonna start here, and you can walk in here, and then this will split two ways. I'll go up and around and come back here, and then halfway through this will loop over to sort of the village area. Everything that's not road is going to be fields. So that's a lot of fields. So we got a lot of planting to do, and that's fine. I like the planting bit. So I'm going to head down to a couple of my underground farms, which I have back over there, and harvest stuff up just so it continues to grow. And then we're going to go. I'm going to do every field probably a different kind of thing. I don't think I want to focus on one thing in these fields, because these fields are actually going to be a little bit smaller. I'll probably divide this one sort of in half. Every field I want to have road access, so I don't want like 3 fields because then there's no road access. So there's a road over there, so we'll do one field there and then one field kind of connected to it, but that'll have this road access. So that should work pretty well. But yeah, I got to go harvest stuff. One huge, enormous grind session later, and I have the fields fairly well established. I think they're pretty nice. So get ready for the big reveal. Are you ready? And here you go. All this is new, starting right here. The forest area, that's going to have to be edited a little bit. This sort of vineyard little area. These carrots just got planted. This rose bush is over here. The wheat field over there. And I laid out the roads just now. The most recent thing I did. And the roads I still need to put on coarse dirt. Like all the grass blocks in this road area is going to coarse dirt. But yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. I like the layout. I think it's hard to believe. I've been working here for several hours now, so it's at this point now it just seems like the way it is. Like I don't really remember how it was before, but it was before. This road was just like the end, and this was all nothing. Like this was all undeveloped area. And now look, it's kind of developed. Yeah, so it's starting to get pretty good. I think I'm going to go back in and get some all the coarse dirt laid out would be really nice, and then I want to add in some lighting. I think I'll do lighting where I do like little bits of fence, kind of maybe like holding up the shrubbery or holding shrubbery back, and I'll put torches or lanterns on the fence, probably lanterns. And yeah, I think we're pretty good. This area right here, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this area here, because this is gonna be right at the foot of the mountain. I kind of think maybe houses would be nice, like smaller houses. With a very low roof. Thus, if they have a very low roof, that's going to make the mountain look a lot taller scale-wise. But I don't know. We'll see. This housing project here is not going to be a 2-day issue. This is going to be a down-the-road issue. But yeah, this is a huge improvement. Look at between the river, which still needs bone meal, and this area. Oh my goodness, what a huge expansion! Look, the whole way to that house. Everything you see is new. Everything you see is new. That's kind of amazing. I need to finish this house too. Maybe I'll work on the coarse dirt in this house, and we'll come back and see where we stand there. Okay? That sounds good? Cool. Well, let's go out and take a look outside, shall we? I just finished putting down the little bit of lanterns and stuff like that and slept, and yeah, it looks pretty nice. I think it's a nice feeling of immersion. It's not anything that I haven't really kind of done before. I'm still going to come in here and bone meal a bunch of tall grass sort of around the path, and then stick in some grass here on the coarse dirt and stuff. That stuff really helps. I haven't done anything up here yet because I'm not totally sure what I want to be up here. In one way, I want to have some trees, but in another way, I don't want to like take anything away from the mountain. So I'm kind of thinking maybe what I could do is some really short trees, like some little fence trees. So I might do that. I might do that actually along. You know where I built some? I built some of those up here, and I think they look nice because they're small enough. They make this castle, I think, look bigger. Like let's take a look from the ground level here. So if you're down here and you see these trees up here, and like, you know, that looks like a full-grown tree, but it's actually very small. That makes that castle look extra big, I think. You know, I think it gives that perspective of, oh, that is that's a big castle, so that's cool. The same kind of thing with the mountain over here. Oh, this is a nice view. Same thing with the mountain over here is where this mountain is going to be. I don't want to have trees that take up like a third of the mountain, right? So that's going to be something I want to think about. The other thing I'm not crazy sold on, I finished the little barn house. Very, very, very simple little design. It looks kind of nice. Little, what, four gables. Four gables, I think it's called, right? These peaks. I think that's what that is. These are all procedurally generated Minecraft trees, and I don't like really any of them except for maybe the tall oak trees. So I think I'm probably going to go in eventually, cut everything down, just harvest the wood and leaves and stuff, and then come back in, make sure there's podzol spread all around this area, because I really want this to be, this is like a field that hasn't been tended in a while, so I think that's going to be really, really important. So yeah, but jeez, man, this is a lot of building. There's a lot of massive kingdom expansion as far as sort of area goes. Like if you look at the total area new here. By the way, my kids are in the background. They're playing with their mom, and it's romper room here at the Fix household. Look at how much area is now developed. I mean, that's kind of an amazing sight, I think, right? I think it looks really, really nice. All right, let me get some trees put and we'll talk again. Man, this feels something special. I really like this. I mean, I really like it. Look, you know, I was taking down all the trees. In fact, I actually did. I took down all the trees in this area and ended up replanting them because I wanted to get a whole bunch of spruce put down just so I could get all the podzol, but look underneath this. Now, honestly, I wish I had more shrubs, so I might go collect some dead bushes and things like that later on for these. If you're wondering what these are pedestals. I wanted some really tall oak trees, so I put them up on these things, and then I'm just coming back in, just sort of bringing it down like this, making it a little bendy, all that kind of stuff. So that's all. Oops. I don't want to do this. That's fine. So things like that. So I'll come in, I'll remove these dirt pillars later, but yeah, it's starting to feel pretty good around here. And then if you take a look at it from the sky, oh man, this area looks so good. I am so happy about this sort of northern expansion. And that's the north. Look at all this stuff. Eventually we're gonna build houses in here. That's why this is wide open here. But yeah, this is really a huge, awesome change. I'm really, really happy about it. I think it looks really, really great. So there's one more thing I want to do this episode, but before I do that, I wanted to ask you a question. I was watching Luke the Notable came out and did a 100 days creative mode, and you know, it kind of got me thinking a little bit. Like, I'm really, really, really into like the story-driven 100-day sort of concept. I think it's a lot of fun. But I was thinking about this world, and just for fun, out of curiosity, I wonder what I could do. And I'm not talking about doing the 100 days sort of over in the colony area that I did over there, because that is very story-driven. I'm just thinking about, I wonder, for a single survival episode, if I just did 100 days, not storyline driven, just I'm talking like build. Like, how much could I build? Because I'd have my netherite tools already. You know what I mean? I'd have all this stuff. I wonder how much I could do in 100 days. Because I'm thinking about how many days this took, in-game days, I mean. Probably like 12 or something like that. You know, maybe somewhere around there. So I wonder what I could do if I did 100 days, but just building. Just like, you know, me playing Minecraft, building. I might do that as just a regular old survival episode. I might just do it for like episode 196. I'm just curious. I don't know. It makes me think about it and think, oh man, that could be really fun. Maybe I should try something like that and just see how vastly we could improve this world in an actual 100 days of gameplay with that sort of scripting style that I did. I don't know. It could be very fun. I'm thinking about it. So there's one more thing I have yet to do today. There's one more thing I want to do, and that is I am going to finally do the thing that I have been really promising to do for a long time, is I'm going to do some statues and stuff for all of my supporters today, because today is a patron and YouTube member world download. Any level gets the world download every 5 episodes from this world, which, you know, 5 episodes, I did a lot of stuff in 5 episodes. So I think like that mountain and the amphitheater over there, this whole farmland, there's a lot of stuff. So what I'm going to do, I've decided to do it around the Guardian Temple in the ice. I just think that'll look really cool, and that ice area is going to be going for a long time. Like, we're just going to continue to expand it over and over and over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my stone, And I'm going to grab a whole bunch of signs. I'd kind of rather do oak, actually. It's a little bit more readable. So let's grab some oak. I'll probably need quite a bit. And the rest of this stuff. And we're going to head out there to the Guardian farm and just see what we can come up with, okay? I'll meet you over there. For any longtime viewers of the channel, this statue may look familiar, and yeah, I did not come up with this design. This has been floating around Minecraft pictures for 10, 12 years probably, but I always really liked it. And I used to do, on Realm of Vastin, I used to do this for all of my supporters in this certain place called Monument to the Fallen. And, you know, since I've taken some time away from there, I was thinking, you know what, maybe this would fit so perfectly with the lore here at the Guardian Temple, because this is basically the crash site of the Shepherd, where it sort of its final resting place. It broke up mostly, but this is the biggest piece remaining of the Shepherd in this planet. So maybe this would be where the crew sort of memorialized all of the crew from the Shepherd who, you know, who even landed in, even if they lived out a full life, they still at some point died on this planet. So what I'm thinking is to do this as thank you. And the idea is that the head is bowed. That's kind of why it looks like that. So they're like looking down, sort of, you know, it's like in tribute to the Shepherd and the crewmates that they lost and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm thinking that we do one of these for each supporter. Now, what I'd really like to do is use a block of precious materials per. But I've tried a bunch of different statue designs, and none of them that are holding something. And yeah, there's if you Google image Minecraft vanilla statues, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But none of them come up that are holding something that is exactly what I want. There's some nice ones, but a lot of them are kneeling, or the arm looks a little disjointed. And I tried sort of making a bend in the arm, like coming out like I'll show you. I tried something like this, so it's kind of holding, but that arm, it looks like an Enderman arm, and it's so ridiculously long. I mean, I guess I could bend it like that and then have it holding a precious block, maybe, but I don't think it's necessary. You know, I feel like this is that beautiful, simple, it's just like an elegant old Minecraft look. And so I think this is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna spend the next little bit making a statue for every single Patreon and YouTube member. That way, whenever you grab the world download, you can come and find your statue and find, you know, hey, thanks so much for the support. So that's what I want to do. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually go every YouTube member now and Patreon now, and also everyone I've ever had, because they're all on in the Realm of Vastin. So I think I'm going to bring all the names over here so I can put everyone up, because, you know, it doesn't matter when you support. Thank you for supporting. So we'll go like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then boom, boom for the next one. I think that could be really cool. And then there's going to be some spaces where there aren't any because there's icebergs, and I'm going to keep all these icebergs and actually build a lot more. I think it's going to look really cool. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let me do that, and then we'll come back and take a look at the names. Yes, it looks pretty cool here. I really, really like it. Just, you know, look, I'm not I'm not inventing this now. This is something I did. I was very, very happy with on the SMP I talk about frequently, called the Realm of Vastin, which I'm on a current break from. But yeah, so I'm just taking that and I'm putting it here, since, you know, that's a multiplayer thing. This is just me. These are just the people who've helped me specifically by being members, YouTube members or patrons. And I just want to say thank you so much. And look at this. Look how cool. Look how cool. Now, eventually, what I want to do in this area, but, you know, I wish I could start. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab a backup. I'm gonna grab a backup and we'll go creative. Okay, I'll be right back on the backup portal. Okay, this is going to help a lot for design purposes. Boy, the Bedrock backup system is really, really nice. It's like one button, boom, backup right there. So, okay, so these are the statues as they go, and then we'll just add to these as time goes on. But what I want to do in this area here, eventually we're going to do a Winter Kingdom down over yonder, over that way. But for right now, the first thing I want to do is finish up this. Obviously, it's only half built. This is supposed to go to build height, and we're a long way from build height. So, you know, we have a long way more to go on this thing. Maybe we'll work on this next episode. But another thing I want to do is I want to totally ice in this entire bay, this entire water. I just want to ice it all in. So there's ice basically going across from like right here, going across to there, and this will all be ice. That way we can build out, because the idea is for this guardian temple, it's going to be a lot bigger than it. Like, this is just the main structure. And then what we're going to have offshoots. So we're going to have some diagonal offshoots, some other offshoots that go into other towers and things. So this is going to be an absolutely, like, amazing, huge, giant, awesome structure eventually, all in good time. But, you know, this is the first place where people lived on this planet. This is where sort of Captain Ramirez, who was the first of the Shepherd to crash on this planet, this is where she sort of set up camp. And the first colony started here. And then, you know, eventually more escape pods landed all over the planet, and that's how other cities and villages and all that stuff sprung up. That's the lore bit. But if you haven't seen on the inside of this, what we have is we have in here, I tried to really utilize like the RTX thing with some lots of colored lights. These are my, if you don't know the texture, these are my jack-o'-lanterns in my texture pack, my add-on, which is available on Discord if you want it. And yeah, and then you can look down in there and you can see there's a guardian temple right down there. And if we go down through here, totally drained, so I can really work on it. These are where the guardians are fed up. Now, this is not a very effective guardian farm. There's only 4 chutes. There could be as many as like 25 or something. I don't need that much prismarine because I'm just here working so much. So it's good enough for me. But yeah, guardians just come up here and then they're just go down here and drop into a kill chamber where I get the drops sorted in my little working room there. But yeah, this is the guardian farm, and up here I really like this view. I think it's really cool. I really like it. A lot more building coming here very soon. I was just working on finish up sort of the mainland. Some big things have been bothering me here recently, but yeah, we're going to get back to this. Maybe we're going to get back to this next episode. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But that is going to do it for me. So I'm going to do something at the end of this episode that I have never really done before. Usually I just roll credits and I say thank you to my supporters. But since I just put up all these statues and I will show everyone their name, I am going to let it roll with pictures of each name. And I'm going to play some music that I wrote. Okay, so if you don't know, I'm a trumpet player. I'm a professional musician. That's sort of my day gig. And I wrote a album. I wrote a jazz CD not too long ago. So I'm just going to play it. I'm just going to play the song, and I'm going to let the pictures roll, and then we'll see you all next time. Okay, so enjoy the music. This is from my jazz album that I put out some time ago, but I think it holds up pretty well. So I really like it. Hopefully you will as well. And we'll see you all next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, everybody.